I probably am going to be the most offensive person you've ever heard. Um, since I started posting a year ago, trying to share some of the information that I've learned about reality and how it's created and how much hell there is on the planet right now and what's a better direction, I offend people. And why do I offend people? Because I've kind of recognized that some things are wrong, and if you're participating in everything that's wrong, and somebody makes a suggestion of what's right, it will seem offensive to you. And I mean no offense to anybody. I've kind of just done a lot of study. When I needed to heal myself, I wanted to find out what the hell is going on, and how the hell do you know what is a good direction to go into? I've read all of these self-help books. I've studied a lot of different areas of science. I've seen a lot of counselors and psychologists, because since the day I was born, people said I was wrong. And yet, it's like, okay, let's look at the world. It's all falling apart. Am I the one that's wrong? Or could be everything that I seen that was wrong is actually wrong? So that's, just sort of take a step back, and it's like, how do you know you're right? What makes you think that you are so right? And some of the best motivational speakers on the planet got it all wrong. Listen to them. Went to a lot of their places and seen that all they're doing is teaching you and brainwashing you to keep doing everything that's wrong. Deepak Chopra, for one, is saying, enjoy death. Death is the meaning of life. He wrote all of these books of endless mind, body, and soul, ageless mind, body, and soul, but die. And it's like, okay, if you're going to teach people how to live well and healthy, then what's killing you, other than bad health? So accepting death is not really a good answer to go into. Wayne Dyer is, one of the best motivational speakers. Be the love and be peaceful, yet he's got cancer. And yet my research proves that everything is causal. Something caused his cancer. What negative aspect in Wayne Dyer's life created cancer? What is he missing? Now, from my life experience, I could see things just magically show up. And I wanted to find out, can I repeat that? Because I'm 52 now. So it's when you're magically able to just make something appear in your life rather quickly. That's really, really good. You kind of want to step back and go, can I do that again? Can I repeat this? What made that happen? So that's where I wanted to study the science, is that what makes something just show up that's really good. At the same time, I had an awful lot of abuse in my life. So it's like, what is causing me to attract abuse, and what's it causing me to attract these miracle life experiences? So that's where my study went into. And I found that there's two things that is going on. First, you have to have a positive direction you want to go into. Very, very relevant. That's like Wayne Dyer's advice. Focus on the positive. You have to know what it is you want to create in order to be able to create it. However, the negative aspects of you are your blocks. It's what creates the bad situations. So moving forward in humanity, what we got to do is two things. Focus on the positive, but actually transform the negative into the positive. You got to actually face the evil within yourself. We are so busy running away from evil. Don't talk to evil. That we don't really understand what evil is. And evil is negative. So we don't want to look at anything negative to find out what the hell, what are you there for? What's your purpose? What the hell do you want? We could talk to God, but don't you dare ever talk to evil. Don't talk to Satan. And we've never faced that bear yet. We've been running away, and as we're running away from evil, we're not transforming evil into good. And that, I think, seems to be the goal, is you can't get rid of evil. You have to transform evil. And some of the best science that I know of comes from this holodynamics that I've been trying to share. This guy was poisoned with high-grade uranium. He went into Russia and was part of the transformation when it was in a war mentality to a peace mentality. And somebody was disagreeing with what he was trying to do, and so they actually injected him with high-grade uranium, and he lived. The man also has something wrong. I am not saying that this guy's got it all right. He actually contradicts his own sciences because he doesn't know what the unknown problem is. He doesn't know the evil within himself. He's one of those geniuses that thinks he knows it all, and that's where you're always going to go wrong. You know, the best thing that you could possibly do is say, okay, I could be a little wrong. So one of the things that when I went through my health, when I crashed and burned, which everybody's going to now that we see that these nuclear reactors are going, it's out in the air, it's going to hit the whole friggin' planet. This is not just a Japan issue, this is a global issue. And you can deny that, and you will be the one that suffers from it. So I'm at one with anybody that wants to suffer and die from this experience. If you want to blog away everything is okay, then let's just see how okay things are. If you actually want to survive this, first of all, you got to understand, there's a hell of a lot of answers out there that you just aren't aware of. Nuclear power is not the way to go. Oil, not the way to go. But anybody that sort of believes in UFOs or have seen a UFO or a spaceship, trust that's man-made. And something that's making these spaceships run happens to be human technology that does not run on oil and does not run on nuclear power. It's actually healthier. So it's time to expose some of this new technology that's over 150 years advanced and bring that to light. There are so many better ways of doing things, but you actually have to want it. But I'm not going to follow anybody else's ideas or concepts or direction if they don't figure out what the right thing is to do yet. If they've got issues within themselves that they don't want to solve, I ain't listening to them. And I suggest everybody else do the same. If you kind of notice government doesn't know what they're doing, doctors don't know what they're doing, trust in the justice system, it won't provide justice, everything that you are, non-profits for one. Non-profits are like the biggest evil because all they're interested is putting a band-aid on a problem and not actually solving the problem. They're not motivated, otherwise they lose their funding. They'll all be out of work if there is no tragedies, so they kind of want tragedies in the world so that they can keep getting their paychecks. So it's like the new business is solving problems, transforming problems into their solutions, not putting band-aids on anything. But what is the solution to a problem? How the hell do you know you got a good idea? If you haven't solved the issues within yourself, how do you know you're not pushing those bad ideas on society? So I couldn't say anything out into the world. I can't share what I know until I take my own advice. That is one of the biggest things that you should be aware of. If you have advice for everybody else to follow, kind of reflect and say, do I do that? Do I follow my own advice? That is one of the steps that I've taken, is doing these YouTube videos, putting out as much advice as possible out there and seeing if I actually follow my own advice or if I think this is advice for everybody else to follow and not me. So that is one of the biggest things is, yeah, give out a whole pile of advice right now and then read your own advice and see if you actually follow it. Be the change that you want to be and set the example, because we're all influenced by each other and we just need better influences. Now, one of the biggest things that I needed to do was calm down. I was so friggin' angry. Everybody started saying I had an anger management problem, and it's like, no, my anger is well controlled. The level of my anger is the level of how something is dead wrong, and you need to listen to me. But it seemed the more I was angry, the less anybody was able to listen to me. So being angry and yelling and frustrated, nobody's going to listen to a damn word you got to say. You have an anger management problem. You have a justified reason to be angry, but in order to be able to communicate effectively, you have to be calm. So that's one of the first things that I did, is did everything I possibly could to calm down. Stress will kill you, and being angry will kill you. So not really into meditation. Meditation can guide you down the wrong path. Just about everything we think is good can actually do more harm to you. But there's always something good about everything that's wrong as well. So meditation is good if you know how to use it. And one of the biggest things about meditation that's good is it's calming. And it's like clear your mind. When you got this much level of anger and you know that there are problems that need to be solved, you ain't going to shut your mind down at all. So don't even bother trying. That's part of meditation, is not fighting. That's the whole purpose of calming down, is to release the fight. So if you're trying not to think, you're fighting not to think. And you're just sort of perpetuating the same problem over and over again. So the thing is to control what you do think while you meditate. And one of the biggest things that really helped me out the most to calm down is deep breathing. Every single cell needs oxygen. So what I personally found it extremely healing to take extremely deep breaths right down to your toes, and as slow as possible. And you'll find, like, I gave birth 4 times. And that is extreme pain. And there's such a thing as physical pain and emotional pain. And you'll find that deep breathing takes away pain, physically and emotionally. So, and that's where you're going to have some good ideas, is when you're out of pain, when you're out of, that negative energy is gone out of you, and you ask, the information field, what do I do next? What's a good idea? You're not going to have a good idea until you're calm. So I ain't listening to anybody unless they are dead calm and actually are in alignment with themselves, which means they follow their own advice. What's good for them or for the rest of the world is actually good for themselves. I'm seeing way too much insanity right now, where people don't really understand that concept. They're too busy pushing their concepts on other people that when I point out, hey, are you following your own advice? They don't even see their own reflection yet, and I'm the biggest insult when I point it out. So it's like, you got to see your own insanity. You got to see that you aren't following your own advice. So that's one of the biggest suggestions, is do not give anybody any advice until you calm down. And take that one step, and even if it's just 10 minutes a day that you sit there and really breathe really deeply and really slow, then all of your cells get oxygen, and with oxygen you get better ideas. When you are in fight-flight, you're running around like a chicken with your head off. You're going off in so many different directions, you don't even know what is a good direction. So in order for you to know what is a good direction or not, you got to be calm. You got to feed your cells. Every cell that thinks, that knows what a good idea is, needs to have oxygen to be able to function properly. So that's one of the first steps that I would do. For me, I also was taking hot baths. Hot baths will lower your vibration. It will calm you. That is the first stage we all need to get to, is you all need to be calm. When there's nothing to be calm about, but that is part of the transformation that we need to take, is we need a completely different direction. We need to know what is a good direction. I ain't seeing anybody that knows what a good direction is. Not saying that I do or not, but Got some ideas, and one of the first ideas I got is we all need to calm down, come up with some good ideas, and start learning what is a good idea. Take a breath. Calm down. Love you. Peace out.